Hey folks, I'm Mr. Hartzler and I want to talk to you about adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. I think we can just get started with some examples, so here we go. So here you'll see two different examples, top and bottom. Let's just do the top one first. I am adding and subtracting. So this case, I need to pay attention to my x's and their exponents. So you'll see this first piece here is x to the fourth. And in the right chunk, because there's two separate terms and in each of those is more, but in my right term here, there's no x to the fourth terms. So it doesn't have anything in common that I can combine it with. So I just have to bring it down. So that becomes 4x to the fourth, and it just stays there. Then I'm going to look at the next chunk. So negative 6x cubed plus 3x cubed. Well, I can combine those, and I get negative 3x cubed. Then I have negative 3x squared plus positive 7x squared, and that gets me a positive 4x squared. Then I have x plus 2x gets me 3x's, and then I have 1 plus negative 2, which gets me a minus 1. Now I double check this. There's nothing there in common that I can combine together. X to the fourth, x to the third. They're separate things. I cannot combine those. I could if I was multiplying, not adding or subtracting. Now down here, I have a minus. That becomes a little bit more tricky because that minus is going to go to every single thing here. Okay. So first, 3x squared b squared. I need to check both chunks there. So I'm going to come over to the right. I have an a squared and I have a b squared. Good. Those are the same term. I can combine them. So 3a squared b squared minus 2a squared b squared. And that gets me 1a squared b squared. Next term has an a and a b squared. So I need to find an a and a b squared. Not this one. It is this one. A, b squared, a, b squared. Good. I can combine these two things. So it's 3 of them minus a positive 7 of them. So that means minus 4ab squared. Then my next term, a squared b, a squared b. Good. So those two are the same thing. Negative 5 of them minus negative 9. So that means like plus 9 of them. So that gets me a positive 4a squared b. Double check again. A squared and no, just an a. So a squared and then a squared, but regular b, and over here it's b squared. None of these are common, or none of these are like terms. I cannot combine this any further. That is it right there. Let's go on and try our next example. So here I'm multiplying polynomials. You might remember FOIL, right? It stands for first, and then outer, and then inner, and then last. We also have, just in general, we have distribution. And distributing is just when I take the first term in each set of parentheses and I take it to everything else in the next one. So I'm going to take this 2x and I'm going to distribute it to all of this in the second set of parentheses here. And that gets me 2x times 5x squared is now 10x to the third. Now I do my next term, 2x times the negative 4x, and that gets me a negative 8x squared. Then I have 2x times the 2, and that gets me 4x. But now I've got to move over and do this 3 times everything. 3 times 5x squared gets me 15x squared. Then I have the 3 times negative 4x gets me negative 12x. Then I have the 3 times my positive 2 gets me 6. And I need to try and combine any of these, and there's probably going to be some stuff I can combine. So let's see, there's no more x cubed, so that's just going to come down. 10x cubed, an x squared, and an x squared. So that gets me negative 8, and plus 15 gets me a plus 7x squareds. Then I have 4x's and negative 12 of them, so that's negative 8x's. Then I just have this lone 6, so it just comes on down. Double check my exponents here. It's always nice if they're in descending order. So x cubed, x squared, x, and then x to the 0, really. So that's nice. No more things I can combine. Perfect. Let's move on to the next example, which is right over here. I am going to again take this first term and multiply it to everything in the right. So it gets me 6a squared times a squared is 6a to the fourth. Then 6a squared times a gets me 6a. Oh, I wrote x. 6a cubed, 6a squared times 3, 18a squared. Then I need to multiply the negative 7 times all of those things. Negative 7 times a squared is minus 7a squared. Negative 7 times a is negative 7a. Negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Now I need to combine any like terms I might have. And there's no other a to the fourths. So I just have 6a to the fourth. And then 6a cubed. Well, actually, there's no other a cubes either, so that just comes on down. Then I have a squareds, but I have 2 of those, so that's plus 11a squareds. And then, so this one is taken care of, taken care of, taken care of, taken care of. And then I have this negative 7a, nothing else it has in common. And then the negative 21, nothing it has in common. Let's check this again. A to the fourth, a cubed, a squared, a to the 0th power. Awesome. Can't do anything else with that. Let's move on and go to the next one. Here we have a word problem. Don't let that part intimidate you. These are usually not that bad. It often has to do with either perimeter or area. So let's take a peek here. The length of a rectangular speaker is 3 times its width. Okay, they told me something. The length equals 3 times its width. That's a terrible W, but you get the idea. And the height, okay, height is 4 more. So is the equal sign. 4 more than the width, and the height is 4 more than the width. Oh, I just wrote that twice. Oh, that's a shame. That's embarrassing. Write an expression for the volume of the rectangular prism in terms of width W. So, volume of a rectangular prism is, length times width times height. So I need to substitute all of the things that I know. My volume, okay, so length is 3w, okay, times the w that was originally there, right? And then my height is 4 plus w. Okay. So you can see I'm going to draw some arrows with colors. Maybe that'll help. All right, so now everything's in w's, which is what they wanted in terms of its w, of its width. Now I'm going to just distribute all of this, but keep in mind, 3w is just multiplied to w. No adding involved there. So I'm just going to multiply those two things then. So v equals 3 times w squared, and then the 4 plus w is just going to come down. Well, now I'm going to have to distribute. So v equals 12 w squared plus 3 times w cubed. Okay. And that's really all it wanted. It just wanted volume of the rectangular prism in terms of its width, w. So it is. There it is. Volume, but all of its terms have w's in them and nothing else. Sweet. Well, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please click that like button down below. If it wasn't helpful, then I hope you can go and find another one that was, because you deserve to learn too. If you have any questions, of course, leave those down in the comments. If you're one of my students, then send me an email because I can get to that a little bit faster. But of course, have a phenomenal day. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this, and so I can get rich and famous. Obviously, teaching just isn't going to cut it there. But have a great day. Don't do drugs, and do math carefully and with enthusiasm, folks. Bye.